Okay. Expect them to, I think my camera just turned off. Oh, shoot. All right. Round two, I forgot to get my camera rolling. I just literally talked for like 15 minutes and didn't realize I didn't hit record on one of my cameras. Anyway, let's get back down to brass tacks of why I left Fujifilm. So it all started with a warranty repair issue. So I've been using Fujifilm for almost a year with the XH2S, XS20, the 18 to 120, and primarily for wildlife the 180 to 600. And I've loved it. That was a great combo. The video AF was an issue, but a lot of times when I'm filming wildlife, I'm on manual focus anyway, so that wasn't a huge issue. So why did I leave if I loved it? Well, one day I was out with my camera in October, beautiful October day, and I'm filming this turtle, and I turn my camera off, and I hear this buzzing noise in my lens that lasted for like half a second. And it was louder than normal, and it's not like the lenses don't make noise when you, like, I think they retract the elements and, and get it in the storage mode, so to speak. The focusing elements and the OIS and stuff turns off. So you kind of hear a little bit, but this was a little bit louder than normal. And I was kind of like, that's a little weird. Like 5 minutes later, a bird comes by. I switch my camera on, loud buzzing noise, error on my screen that's saying to turn the camera off and turn it back on again. I do that and it makes a buzzing noise in the lens each time and shows me the same error. So something clearly was wrong with the camera or the lens. So I go home and I put the lens on my SX20, same issue. So it's clearly the lens. So I contact Fujifilm, fill out their form, register my lens, submit a warranty repair, and send it in for $15 shipping. They send it in, and about 2.5 weeks later, roughly, I get an email saying, hey, your lens is done. We're sending it on your way. Here's the tracking number. Wonderful. I get the lens. I put it on my camera. I turn it on. No error message. Awesome. Except I go outside on my back porch and I test it, and the entire image is blurry, smeary. It looked like someone took Vaseline, like on the front of your lens element. It was just like, it was all smudged up and like chromatic aberrations everywhere, and it wouldn't autofocus. I didn't even know how it would autofocus because everything was like blurry and gross and smeary. So that kind of pissed me off because I was racking my brain to figure out how you can repair a lens and not hook it up to a camera and check to make sure everything is working before you send it off back to the customer, especially since the lens was buzzing and wouldn't autofocus. So I would assume they hooked it up to a camera and was like, oh yeah, autofocus works, and didn't see all the other issues. So I was disappointed. I contacted Fujifilm again, filled out another warranty repair, paid more for shipping, sent it off saying, hey, I want a like new lens because this lens is even worse than when I sent it off. They contact me like 2 weeks later saying, your lens is on the way. Here's the new serial number. Great. Got a new lens coming. I get it. I put it on my camera. No error message. I look through it. The image seems fine. The autofocus is working fine. Until I hear what seems to be a screw rolling around in the barrel of the lens. And after playing with it, I could get the screw to actually jam the zoom ring. And then I could like roll it around and get it, and the zoom ring would work again. So at this point I was like, this is bullshit. I fill out another warranty repair form, tell them please replace the lens. There's a screw rolling around in the barrel of the lens. Like 3 weeks later, they send me an email saying the same lens is on the way. They must have just opened it up and took the screw out. Who knows? I receive it. Everything seems to be okay. And at this point, I'm done. I've made a decision. I don't trust the gear. And it's kind of unacceptable to sell gear like that that they kind of market as like pro gear, you know, the XH2S and the their red badge 180 to 600, and they treat you like that. And the mistakes were like very obviously like a quality control issue. Like no one took their time to inspect the lens after the repair, to make sure the image looked good, to make sure it actually autofocused and the repair was done well, and all those things. So I got the lens back and I immediately sold it to KEH. I boxed it up and I sold all my Fujifilm gear, which I was kind of sad because I liked it. I loved the 18 to 120. It was a great lens. It was like, it's a f4 power zoom, which allowed me to get shots solo that I wouldn't be able to get otherwise. You know, with like a dynamic zooming in shot as I'm, you know, walking away or towards the camera, whatever. So I was kind of sad to see it go, but I was also really pissed off that they had, that my experience for their repair was like that. So what did I end up getting? So, I mean, I don't have a ton of money. So I kind of dug in the piggy bank and decided, you know, I'm getting more serious about wildlife and landscape photography, and in particular on my trip out west, which I made a video of. You can watch it in the description. I'll link in the description. Kind of just this felt like what really called to me is wildlife in their environment and featuring the environment they are in to the level of being a great landscape photo as well. That was probably a really roundabout way of explaining environmental wildlife photography is what I'm really interested in. So I wanted a system that would be, 1, reliable, 2, have pro-level services and gear, and 3, telephoto lens lineups are important. So I took kind of a gamble on Fujifilm. I do regret it. I should have went with a more reputable professional grade company, and I think I have. I've bought a Nikon Z8 with the 400mm f4.5, and I'll probably make another video or discuss why I went with that lens combination. But I don't think I need to talk about the Z8. It's a great camera. There's tons of videos on it. It's like one of the best cameras Nikon has released probably in a while, and you know, I have no complaints. It's an amazing camera. It doesn't have a flip screen, so I'm filming myself without a flip screen right now, but kind of really don't care. I much prefer the tilt screen because the camera's usually in front of me and I'm filming or photographing things. So the tilt screen keeps the focus or the lens on axis to what I'm viewing on the screen, which is great. I prefer that. That was one of the things I don't like about flip out screens. I've had the Canon R5, and I sold that camera, 1, because at the time Canon didn't have any affordable telephoto lenses. They just had like, you know, $15,000 monsters. They didn't have like a 200 to 800 or a 200 to 600, or they had those 600 millimeter fixed, what are they? You like extend them out. Those are cheaper, but I mean, I rented one. It didn't work very well for me. It was also f8, and which is really slow, which is funny because I ended up buying a Fujifilm variable zoom that went to f8 So I was just kind of learning. But I think I've settled on something I really like, something that meshes in with my goals of doing environmental wildlife photography and landscapes. And I'm filming on the Nikon Z8 now. I mean, you be the judge. I have it on face autofocus. Hopefully it's been working. But yeah, that's why I left Fujifilm. I'm not going to recommend them. I'm not going to not recommend them. I'm just telling you my reasons of why I'm no longer going to use them and why I sold my Fujifilm gear. Hopefully Fujifilm can figure out all their stuff and offer pro level gear. That would be amazing. I think there's room for maybe a pro level crop sensor camera with interesting lenses, and the images I got from Fujifilm, they were amazing. I loved them. So the camera can perform within its, obvious limitations of being a crop sensor camera. You have to kind of watch your low light and things like that. But I much prefer, I've really enjoyed the Z8 and the 400 4.5. And that'll be my setup going forward. I'm filming on the 24 to 120 f4, which I kind of bit the bullet and got because I need some kind of landscape lens, and this one was probably the most versatile, cheaper, and still an S lens, and it has amazing reviews. And yeah, I needed a lens to be able to shoot landscapes and things like this. It's too bad. I wish, do better, Fujifilm. And also, just to rub salt in the wound, when they send you the email saying your lens is on the way, they leave a little link to leave feedback. And I was like, I'm going to leave them honest feedback. And when I went to click the link, it just 404 errored out. Does not exist. So I couldn't even leave them feedback. So this video, I guess, is my feedback to Fujifilm, whoever sees it, whatever, that you messed up. And you should probably do better on your warranty repairs and communicate better. And I understand things happen and gear breaks. Nothing's perfect every time, like manufacturing defects, blah, blah, blah. But when I send a lens in for repair inside your warranty, you should do a good job repairing it. So you don't send me 2 broken lenses. All right. Leave your questions and comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And I'm going to go home. We're kind of losing the sun here, and it is pretty damn cold. I'm cold. I should have brought my Arctic jacket today because it feels like Arctic conditions right now. But I'm excited. I think we're going to have a white Christmas. Happy holidays, guys. See you in the next video.